Hey there, Ddraig back with GCCM Mod and my continued overview of the amazing maps this has to offer. I've already done a couple of videos on this mod and the link will be in the top right hand corner to the playlist. And I'll leave the link at the end of the video as well. In this one I'll continue looking at the siege battles, but this time we're concentrating on the Karaks. So just journey to the various dwarf holds and start looking into the craftsmen of the dwarves, and of course the modders who have created them. Sometimes called Iron Peak, Karak Azul is in the southern region of the Walled Edge Mountains. Almost surrounded by the greenskins, this is quite a nasty place for a dwarf to be, cut off from the rest of the clan. With the trade resource of salt in this area, it can provide a viable additional trade commodity. From the start, this place is owned by the dwarf faction. The Karak itself is a very nice place to defend, being only 2 gates on the outer wall, forcing an enemy to use the towers to take the wall, but with a lot of small cliffs leading up to the foot of this. Also, there's a large fort on the cliff, allowing you to place cannon or other missile units to rain down shot on any of the flanks while they approach the wall. A couple of flying units from the attackers could put pay to this, so make sure you put defences up there as well. Once through the outer wall, there is 2 entrances on the east flank to try to defend, so this is a great place to fall back to and to defend anew. Southern walls, there's only 1 entrance, or you can make use of the hill to the right. No doubt defenders will position troops up here to stop that attack, but this does lead you straight into the centre of the Karak. From here you have many narrow lanes to negotiate or to defend. Me and the army that is attacking will have to barrage to slowly grind the fight up into these various tiers. The humans call this place Hornhold, but it's known to the dwarves as Karak Carron, and is owned by them at the start of the game. Just south of Perdorf, where the Golden Order faction starts, this is right in the heart of the Empire, with the border princes just to the south, and provides a valuable trading resource of iron. With a lot of small cliffs leading down the walls, makes this a challenging place to attack, as your troops can easily get held up in these tight channels between them. With 4 towers on each outer wall, and only 1 door, meaning you have to rely on towers or troops readders, as artillery cannot destroy the outer walls. A use of 2 wall attack would be best, or even better a 3-pronged attack. If you have the troops, of course, forcing the defence to split their army thin. Once past the next wall, the defence can retreat to the second wall, where they have 2 entrances on the eastern walls and north walls. However, there is 3 in the northeast wall, giving the attacker a few more options to charge. Having a few missile units at this point can pay dividends to weaken the options a bit more. Past this wall, there's 3 ramps to take you down into the main part of the Karak, and it's a perfect place to set up some dwarven artillery to blast the enemy as they come down these ramps. If they're still coming at this point, it is everyone to the victory point in the corner to make the final last stand. Considered to be one of the most important and biggest of the dwarf kingdoms south of the Old World. Known locally by the humans as Copper Mountain, and where the name the dwarves give is Karak Eight. Also the starting location for Belagor's Ironhammer campaign. This wide map has a long wall going completely across it with 2 doors on the west and east flanks. A wide wall can be a problem for any defence, as it means getting troops to where you need them can take longer, especially if playing the dwarves on defence, as they are some of the slowest units in the game. Unlike previous maps, the outer wall can be breached in the centre of each flank, so take special notice of this. Other than that, it is a standard charge to the walls of the weak points and go from there. Once inside, the paths are quite wide, so if you take a few doors or make a few holes in the wall to bring some cavalry in, this can pay dividends in the long run, as there's a maze of various ways around the map which you can take advantage of and outflank your opponent. This makes it especially difficult for the defence, as there is 4 victory points on this map to try to defend. There is towers near the centre of the map which can help you defend these 2 key points, but on the outskirts you have to rely on your own troops, especially as the west victory point is very close to the entrance to the Karak. For defence, a unit or 2 on the bridge in the centre can provide a bit of extra cover when you need it, giving them a handy place to set up, as a reserve group of units to help out on either flank. Karak Kadrin, or the Slayer Keep, is home to the greatest slayer of them all, Ungrim Iron Fist, and of course the start of its campaign. Located near the corner of the Empire, and of course bordering the Vampire lands, makes for an interesting start place to the campaign. Spectacular as this map is, it also happens to be pretty straightforward. And also there's a green skin version as well, which I will show in the background. With a front fort protecting the bridge as the first line of defence. Here you can add a few units just to take some losses from your towers and then retreat past your troops stationed on the bridge. And then it's just a case of slowly falling back. If you are especially mean, you can position some cannon at the end of the bridge and rain down fire in this tight narrow corridor. Your crews will be hardly able to miss. Then get your defence in front of them to protect as they fall back and then grind it out. Fast units are the way to go on an attack, as you need to get over that bridge as fast as possible to put pressure on the defence. With your units engaging the front line, now you have to do is make a dent and make a hole for your troops to flood through and then spread out across the end of the map. And then victory should be yours. Bordering the Kislev and Ostermark lands, we have the mighty dwarven fortress Karak Ungor in the northern World's Edge Mountains. Sometimes known as Red Eye Mountain, or Delving Hold, the mighty mines here have some of the largest gold reserves around, and a viable resource for all factions to fight over. At the start of the game is occupied by the Greenskins Red Eye faction. This intriguing map starts you off in the corner, with only one wall to defend, in the northern part of the map. Other than that, there are 4 ways into the centre, and the enemy deployment is very close to these areas, meaning you need to be carefully position your troops from the off. With numerous ways for the attacker to take, send your fast units across the bridges to engage the enemy as soon as possible, or use some flying units to tie them down, and then push quickly across multiple access points. Seeing there's only one wall, remember this if you're using this mod and attacking this settlement, as it's a waste of time building lots of siege towers. One turn of building 2 towers is enough. With a lot of open ground for the defenders to protect, make sure you're positioning numerous troops at each entrance and then hold the line as much as you can, because they can easily get surrounded if any of the line falters. Right at the bottom of the map is Karak Zorn, located in the Southlands of the World Edge Mountains. A wide range of different factions around this area, and will certainly give anyone owning this land a lot of different battles, from the Undead, Skaven and Tomb Kings. Also, this Karak has a nice gold mine for you to take advantage of, and is owned by the dwarves at the start of the campaign. This map is the same as Karak Carron, so just see the previous tactics and how you should go about this defence or attack. The famous Karaz-a-karak, which roughly translates to Ever Peak, or the Principal of the Mountain, and is the capital of the dwarves, and where High King Thorgrim Grudgebearer lives, and where he begins his campaign. The dwarves have never lost this mighty Karak, and have a lot of tried in the past. It's a sacred home to every dwarf, and they all have a fierce pride for this capital. Also, there's a gemstone mine, which makes it very lucrative. The map itself is one large entrance hall, with 2 towers and a small section of wall. It's a long trek for your troops across an open ground with no cover. Also on the flanks there is a wall where the missile units have a clear field of fire down to any troops attacking the wall. Personally, I would have 2 units positioned up there, and this you have a ton of ammo for each unit, and then you can switch out these units to shoot down if one runs out of ammo. On the main wall there's only a short one where you can position a few missile units, making sure they are your elite units and then rain down the fire before retreating back. Long term you're unlikely to hold the wall, especially if facing artillery, so maybe a case of retreating back quickly and reforming ranks. It is not the greatest defensive place compared to the other Karaks, as there's no real place to fall back to. Just have a line of infantry behind the wall to block up that gap and just hold as long as you can. Finally come to Karak, the great Norse dwarf capital, right in the heart of Norse lands, and uncomfortably near the lands of chaos. Owned by the dwarves from the start, this is a viable gemstone mine and is a very tempting prospect for any Norscan tribes to stack. One of the most complicated maps on here for layout, So let's start with the gatehouse. The walls are indestructible and you cannot climb them, so either you take the door or destroy it. This leads you to a small ramp to the main entrance, where you'll be surrounded by missiles on all sides. There is a gate to the east, which is a small gatehouse again, with indestructible walls, but the walls at either side can be destroyed. Once in from this side, there are only two options, up the ramp or straight down the middle, both of which is going to be a slog if the defenders are positioning troops there. The walls either side of the main gatehouse can also be destroyed, or you can use yadders and siege towers to get over them. Again, multiple attacks is advisable. After the gatehouse is taken, you can either go left or right, or straight down the middle into a choke point surrounded by walls. Not nice options either way. Inside the Karak, there's a maze of different routes, round to the 3 victory points, but the east point is pretty close to the entrance, so watch out for that. Other than that, it might be advisable to clear out lane by lane, depending which way buckles first, but make sure you cover your rear as you advance through the Karak. So that is the end of the video about the Karaks. There is more Karaks to be seen, but I only put the ones here with the actual name Karak in the title. And no doubt the modders will come up with more in the future. So for now, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.